Have you heard about the new Trump accounts? It's not political, really. It's just a savings account for kids. So they came out last year, July 4th, during the One Big Beautiful Bill Act, and everybody was very excited about them because in what everybody heard was every new baby is going to get $1,000 put into their account by the government. And that's true. So if were born in from 2025 through 2028, all the babies, if you fill out all the right paperwork, get $1,000 from the government put into these Trump accounts. And then what? Well, digging deeper, understanding the regulations as they've come out little by little, here's what I found. So I'm going to do this a little bit differently, into more like a Q&A, because I think they build on each other. And honestly, this was how I learned, was asking the questions, doing the digging and the research, and coming up with the answers. So let's go. All right. So what is a Trump account? A Trump account is a custodial investment for children under 18. So that's where you start. It's for children. And that's when you can put the money in. So for eligible children born from 2025 through 2028, the government's going to put $1,000 into the account. Pretty cool. But you have to set it up. And you can't set it up until July of 2026. So this is just getting you primed so that you'll be ready when you can open those accounts. So then what else can you put in those accounts? Individuals, family members, even employers can contribute up to $5,000 a year into the account for a child. $5,000. Now, the $1,000 that comes in from the government, that doesn't count on the $5,000. So the first year, you can put in $5,000 plus the $1,000 from the government. So that's where it starts. So then how does it have to be invested? Well, it can't be invested in just anything. It's a Trump account, you know? So it has to be invested in the U.S. stock market. And so it's built for long-term growth, and that's what it's really all about. So now you're putting money in, you're putting money in. How do you get money out? Funds are really locked in there until 18. So the money that you put in needs to be earmarked to stay there until the child reaches 18. But after 18, there's no penalties and no restrictions for any kind of withdrawal. It doesn't have to be used for education or anything like that. It's for anything. New home, new car, whatever it is. But here's the trick. It's also taxable. So all the money that you put in isn't taxable, but any of the growth and the earnings and the income, once you pull it out, is taxable. So that's you got to think about that. But if it's taxed at the children's tax rate, that could be a low rate. So just remember, the earnings are tax deferred, not tax free. When you pull them out after age 18, the child has to pay the tax on them. They're really new, and I think what you could do, depending on your situation, is leave that money in an account. There's no mandatory distribution at age 18. There's no mandatory distribution even at retirement age. So this could grow and grow and grow tax deferred, and who knows what would happen when they pass, with if someone passed away with one of these accounts in their estate. It seems like they might get a step up in basis, and therefore no tax would ever be paid on those accounts. Obviously, that's a long way down the road. We're talking about babies here. So anyway, more to come on that, but just something to think about. Many people have asked me about the difference between a Trump account and a 529 account. 529 accounts have been around for a long time. The reason that they're called 529s is because it's Code Section 529 that created those many, many years ago. And if you'll remember, you put money into those accounts for your children and grandchildren, and those funds grow tax deferred until the child goes to college, And then that money is pulled out and it's not taxed to them if they use it for educational expenses. And you can use some of it even for private education before they get to college. So there's some limitations around that, but those are really great things. So thinking about how a Trump account compares to a 529 account. So on a 529 plan, contributions not deductible. You know that because we've probably talked about that before. Growth is tax deferred. Withdrawals are tax free as long as you use them for educational purposes. And there's penalties and tax if you use them for non-educational purposes. But here's another relatively new thing with 529 accounts is that let's say you've put money in. Now your child has gone to college or maybe even hasn't gone to college and used the money, but there's some money left. So now you can roll over up to $35,000 of that amount remaining into a Roth IRA for that child. That grows tax-free over those years and then can be a great retirement benefit. So that's another neat thing about a 529 plan. Compared to a Trump account, there again, contributions not deductible, growth is tax deferred, but the withdrawals are, or the taxable, the income and the growth are all taxed at ordinary income rates to the children, but no restrictions on the use of the funds. Remember, they can use them for a car, they could use it for a house, or they could use it for education. There's no IRA component to these from what I'm understanding. So here's the simple thing to think about. Set up if you've got a child born between 2025 and 2028, set up an account, get the $1,000. That's a no-brainer. Use the Trump account for more of a flexible long-term investment for the children, but then keep using those 529 plans for education because that's where they really shine. Bottom line, Trump accounts, not a replacement for 529 accounts. It's just a supplement with a nice head start. So if you have kids or grandkids that are in this window, let's talk because this could be a great thing for their financial future. And it would create for them some financial clarity and confidence for today and for life.